I think you're all heroes braving this tsunami to be here for this closing ceremony. I want to welcome you all here. Um, I think that the rain is sort of a kind of the perfect metaphor to end a really, really splendid week of community and art and visiting and making new friends. And the rain is here to help the grass recover from the million footsteps and truck tires and the damage we've done to the land. So although it feels a little inconvenient, I'm sure many of us couldn't get any wetter than we already are. It is what it is, and it's summer, so it's not that big a deal, I think. So welcome everybody. We are going to start the festivities by, I want to introduce John Thundercloud. He is the lead singer of the Thundercloud Singers, and he's going to explain what's going to happen next.
Good morning, everyone. Really appreciate your presence here. I'd like all of my elders to excuse me for getting up and speaking in front of you. And I'd also like to ask the veterans to excuse me for getting up and speaking in front of everyone. I'm just a young man and I don't know much of anything. But along with this program and the things that have been asked of me, I'm getting up and speaking. And on behalf of myself and my family, the Whitehorse family, we really appreciate everything that's gone into this festival, this day. This rain is a blessing. It's in its own way. So, it's a good thing. And I'm really thankful. We are really thankful to all of the artists here. And amongst the Ho-Chunk people, that's part of our tradition and a part of who we are to be giving people. And the giveaway comes from, for us, it comes from long ago when our men folk would go on excursions, whether they be war parties, hunting, or trade missions, or anything like that. But mainly they would come back when they get to reach a certain distance, especially when they're coming back from war parties or raiding parties or anything like that. They would send a runner to the village to let them know that the party was returning. And so everybody knew what to do. They would gather at the center of the village, and they would all be in the place where their families or clans would have their place. And when the men came back into the village, they had all of the things that they had acquired on the way, war trophies or whatever they had gone to get, and they had all these things that they would share, and they would sing songs and dance, telling the story of what they went through on the way, whether it be hunting or fighting or whatever it may have been. But they had all these gifts and things that they had with them, and they would take out their top knot, and they would say a certain word that goes along with that. And they would have all the things around them that they wanted to have given away to show their respect and their relationship with the village and their people. And so then the man that had gone through that and done that and said what he had to say and demonstrated what he needed to demonstrate and show, his women relatives would come and they would gather all of these gifts and they would disperse them appropriately. Everybody had a role and knew what their roles were by our traditions. So they would give these things away, and then their songs would be sung again so people could acknowledge these gifts. So going along with that giving way of our people, we carry that on to this day. So we wanted to show some of that of our Ho-Chunk culture. Harry was a very proud Native American, proud Ho-Chunk, proud veteran, And we want to carry that on in his honor, in his spirit, and carry on our traditions of showing everyone in here and our visitors, our artists, that this is who we are. It's a big part of who we are as Ho-Chunk people to show that, to show how giving we are and how respectful we are of your time, your presence, and all these things. And so we have a song, like I explained, we always have a song that goes along with the giveaway, the Herushka. And that's another hard word. It's a word that can't be exactly translated into the English language, but that goes along with the thing that I had described. So you will hear that word being said in the song we'll sing once we acknowledge these gifts. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you all for coming. Just kidding. We're going to do the gift giving now, and we have gifts of a book which will represent a memory of Madison, and the memory that we thought would be really significant is the book that was created by the American Family Insurance to document all of the artwork that had been painted on State Street during the Black Lives Matter protests. It's a really beautiful, beautiful book. Also, representing our board that put this together. I'm sorry. The book will be handed out by Nancy Moore, one of the Monona City Council members. We're then going to hand out a hoodie with the Harry Whitehorse logo on it and this information on the back, I think. And that will be handed out by two of our board members, Stacy Levin and Pat Howell. And the other three gifts will be given by the Whitehorse family, and I'd like to give them the opportunity to talk about them. So, Greg, you want to talk about the two?
Okay, I'm sure I don't have this adjusted to the right spot. When I was asked to give away something at this, of course I accepted that. And I didn't quite know what I wanted to do. I looked around, I gave it a lot of thought, and one day I was poking around in my garage at home, and I don't know, like many of you, I suppose, you have a workbench, and underneath the workbench there's a whole bunch of stuff. Clutter, toolboxes filled with fishing gear or who knows. And there was one toolbox under there I noticed, and I couldn't remember what was in that. And I pulled it out and opened it up, and it was my dad's carving tools. And I thought, well, I'm not a carver, so those are most likely going to maybe sit in that toolbox forever. But it dawned on me that I could give those out as I hope what's taken as a very personal gift from the Whitehorse family and from Harry in particular, that these tools, some of them are small, they probably wouldn't be used on some of the big items, but I know that many of the artists also carve smaller items. The hope being that these will go out throughout the world and that they will be used again. That's what I will be presenting to the artists is some of Harry's chiseling tools. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name's David James Whitehorse Clouser. I'm one of Harry's nephews, or in Ho-Chunk ways, he's my Jaji. I'm also proud to be an elected member of the Ho-Chunk Supreme Court, and probably more important than that, I'm honored to be a veteran. I served in Iraq. On the topic of veterans, probably just like in our mainstream society, the Ho-Chunk Nation holds veterans in great honor and respect. There's many things that only a veteran can do in our ceremonies. On the topic of veterans, of course, it's really important to note, and it's been noted, that Harry Whitehorse was a World War II veteran in the Navy, which I think we should acknowledge with a round of applause right now. at other points in this festival, we've also acknowledged and been blessed to have Harry's older brother, Walter Whitehorse. Walter's also a World War II Navy veteran, and he's here today, so let's give him a round of applause. He's over here. It's will be my honor, along with Harry's youngest child, June, who you've seen here, and she's been very helpful to her mother, Deb, on the festival. We'll be handing out, on behalf of the Whitehorse family, we'll be handing out blankets to the artists. And so that'll take place. I think that might be the last giveaway item. But I just wanted to say those things to you all. Thank you again. Goodbye.
I want to say good morning to everyone here. It's a pleasure to be here, and what a blessing to be among all the goodwill that's been extended to our family. It's just overwhelming beauty. I want to tell you, when the giveaway came about, my wife and I had something together that went back a long ways, but I wanted everyone to be sure they knew the preciousness of the gift that Greg Whitehorse is going to give our participants. Greg is Bear Clan member, as myself and our family, and Bear Clan people tend to give away the most precious things, and you're just not going to believe Greg, he's going to give away his father, his Jaji Harry's carving tools. And I encouraged Greg not to do that. I said, Greg, come on now, you're a great artist yourself. I said, I would just love to see you carve some things with those wonderful tools. And Greg, being the Bear Clan man he is, he said, oh no, I'm doing this. And I said, well, God bless you, Greg. And when we shake the hands to all the contestants, you know, I believe our school books tell us the Romans invented the handshake, you know, with the right hand. And that's because they carried their weapon, supposedly, in their right hand. Well, I'm left-handed, so I had a lot of trickery going. However, I want you all to know, like in the entire world, people have recognized, men and women, that the handshake, the hearty handshake, it's supposed to be a sign of trust and like that. But, you know, in the United States, they seem to give that handshake so darn hard. And so once again comes into play control, aggression. But when you shake hands with our native people, you're going to see we extend a hand, a warm hand that is gentle. That's to show dignity, it's to show trust, and it's to show appreciation. And we're not trying to put ourselves above you, but with you. That's about all I have to say, so thank you.
Do you want to say anything?
No, not really, since it is. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you'll just be first.
Okay. So again, we're just going to start by giving these beautiful books done by American Family after the protests, George Floyd protests and Black Lives Matter protests, and then beautiful artwork and beautiful people fighting for social justice.
So we're just going to do them all at the same time. So you'll be first, and then the hoodie, then the children. So the first artist we're going to call up, we're just going to go in the order of the chairs, is Oldrich Pliska from the Czech Republic. He's the one that carved the cougar. Oldrich. Hold on, keep going.
We're going to do everything at once.
Do the hoodie now.
That's what he said.
Yeah, we'll do the So this is kind of awkward, but
We want to tell people which one is which.
I did. Next up is Thorsten Schutt from northern Germany. He's the one who did the water drop on the big frame. Do you have the chisels ready? Or that had been my thought. We can call them back up after. It's just a lot of things to be handling. So. Next up is from the Navajo people of New Mexico, Linda Matoxen. From Madison, Wisconsin, by way of Ghana, Jam Vivi. Next up from Germany, Michael Rofka. When the gift giving is over and we do a little celebratory dance, the artists will get an opportunity to explain their pieces, so you can understand how they came to the decision based on the theme of nature and the environment to do what they did. So next from Poland is Lydia Rosinska. Lydia Rosinska. Next up from Paris by way of India, Gadahar Oria. Next up from the Black Forest region of Germany is Annegret Calvillage. Next up, from Germany via Switzerland, is Simone Carol Levy. I expect a kiss from all of you. Next, from Peru, from Cusco, Peru, is Carlos Oliveira Aguirre. And last and least, from Madison, Wisconsin, me, I'm Gene Delcourt. I'm going to call the artists up again to receive the chisel, the blanket, and the photo. So, please, Aldrich Pliska. Right here. a nice feature of the chisels has Harry's name burned into them. So, and I know that he would want them to be used and not just displayed. Use them. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Are you going to do the photo now? No. Okay, Olda, thank you. Thorsten Schuck. Linda Matoxen. Jam Vivi. Michael Rofka. Lydia Rosinska. Beautiful. Gadahar Oya. Anna Grit Calvillige. Simone Carol Levy. Of course.
I just noticed that these are Swiss chisels, so they're going back home. One is.
And mi hermano Carlos Oliveira Aguirre. And me.
I also wanted to get something to Gene for this is kind of his baby, this whole thing, and this is where it started with him. All the work he's done to make this happen. I'd like to present Gene with something maybe a little bit more. I hope I'm not breaking too many traditions to do this, but Gene, I'd like to give you Harry's mallet that he used for carving, and then I made a plaque for it on the front there with the festival logo on it.
Hey, do the we'll see.
Who's got to sing the photo song? So introduce you? I guess Susan Whitehorse, Ken Whitehorse, and Janice Rice have something to give. This was taken I think 1993 or 94. We were carving snow in Michigan, and it was at this symposium that we met a team from Denmark, and their captain told us we're having a wood sculpture symposium in Western Denmark this summer. And Harry elbowed me because he knew that's what I wanted to learn to do, and nobody at the university art program did that. And so they sent me, go meet Harry Whitehorse. He'll show you how to carve. And he elbowed me and said, this is what you wanted, apply. And so I applied and I got in, and this was the event where that all started. So, my God, thank you so much. So Harry and Ken and John Thundercloud and I were on the team that year, and there were all of these little snow tree stumps that were cut, and the title of the piece was "Earthmaker, Where Are My Brothers?" And of course we won. So thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much. One final gift for the artists. Oldrich Pliska, come on up from the Czech Republic. It's the same one. Oh, more photos. Hey, look at that. The rain has stopped. Okay, Torsten Schutt. Linda Matoxen. Michael Rofka. Oh, no, I'm sorry, John Vivi. Sorry. And Michael? Lydia? Gadahar? And Agreed? Simone? A whole lot of kissing going on.
It's a custom. It's a tradition.
Carlos? John, can you come up here for a second?
I want to tell you all how much I love my nephew here, John Thundercloud. We traveled the country so many times. There's been so many summers. We've worked together for almost 30 years. John was 18 years old when we started working together. And on events like this, we've always teamed up and had a wonderful time. And I just want John to know how much I love him. And he's the best nephew a guy could ever have. I think John was 20 years old when he headed up our campaign to travel the country snow carving.
Right now, we are going to sing a song to acknowledge these gifts. And it's appropriate when we sing a song, we usually sing a family song or the person that had the giveaway, their song. Or also we have songs for every branch of the services in the Ho Chunks. So with that, Harry was in the Navy in World War II, as DJ had mentioned. So we are going to sing the Ho Chunk Navy song. So when we sing in honor of this giveaway, these gifts, and this song, and the service, we request that everyone that can stand, please stand. Remove your hats if you're wearing any, and just as a note to you, people that receive this gift, so you don't know our customs, is there's a part where you'll hear us hit the drum a little harder in the middle. Raise your gift in acknowledgement.
Okay. Thank you so much, Thundercloud Singers. That was awesome. We're now going to have the artists come to their sculptures and talk about them one at a time. I guess we'll start. We'll just go down the line. So I'll go first. The theme of the sculpture festival was nature and the environment, and I chose to use environment in a different sense. The environment that Native women face in this country is not all that positive. There are thousands of Native women who have disappeared, stolen from their homes, murdered, or sold into the sex slave trade for the oil camps that are booming all over the north central part of the country. And so this movement, this red hand movement, has emerged to draw attention to that fact, and the slogan of the red hand movement is "No More Stolen Sisters," and so this sculpture is called "No More Stolen Sisters." So, gotta.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah. First, I introduce myself. I am Gadadhar Ojha, sculptor from India. But since last 24 years, I live in Paris, and I worked like this festival all over the world. And my work is the title is Rebirth. So better I read it because I. Rebirth, the concept, and artist creations are similar to self-manifestation of the endless thought process. Idea comes into the mind of artists because they constantly observe from their social and cultural environment. My work here, everything that makes nature is only an internal renewal. The life before it's like to the life after. This is like a rebirth. Thank you very much, and thanks for this invitation for Whitehorse family. And I am great pleasure to be here, and I am lot of thanks for everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you.
Simone.
Well, what I wanted to show with this sculpture is the complexity of nature, that all elements of nature, which we all know theoretically, all work together, and it only works if all of them are strong, all of them have their place. And our responsibility is to handle it with care. So that's us down here. And also handling ourselves with care, because we are part of nature. And within, you'll see this, well, what should I say, kind of a heart or sun. To me, it means just the spiritual level or life itself, which is in the middle of the emptiness or in the middle of everything, and which has an influence on every part of life. Then there's a little migration bird up there, a little swallow, which shows that there is always a cycle. Everything works in cycles, everything has its time. Yeah, and so that's this beautiful festival, and thank you very much for inviting me and for being here.
Olda.
Good morning. I am Olda. This is my translator. My English is problem. I'm sorry.
No, good morning. First of all, his English is not a problem. It's never a problem. I did explain to him that in America is not a problem. So it's, let me just say that he wants to thank you to all of you guys for the invitation, that he feels really, and I mean really honored, because in this field of wood carving, he is kind of like a novice. He started doing it like just a few years ago when the COVID hit, because he regularly worked like in a corporation company, regular job. And when everything kind of slowed down with COVID, he, of course, like some of us had more and more time, and it was the time when he was thinking what I should do. And because he is someone who always liked work with the wood since he was little, and I know it almost sounds like a cliche, but he told me that he always kind of liked to look for the artists who do like miniature figures or like old guy in some festival in Czech Republic was like carving the Bethlehem, and he always said that not that he always said, but he said that he was always fascinated by the work for the details. So when the COVID hit, kind of all of us, then he said, I start to look for I could do, and secretly, when he was like around, I specifically asked him, when did you do it? And he said, I was like 35, and I secretly stole a chainsaw from my dad. I went to the forest, I found like a stamp, which was like a cherry stamp, and he intuitively made like a little bear. And me, just for you guys, telling you, knowing him for a couple of moments during this festival, I can tell you that he's really very talented. And you can see it by this, because the puma, I saw many people will ask, or I ask, so why did you choose puma? And he just said, like, because I wanted to. I supposed to do something related to the nature, and I always wanted to do, so I took the opportunity, and when I came first time to his booth, which was actually very greatly set up, I like that, then he just had a picture of it. He didn't have any sketch. And I asked him, so is it always like you do? And he's like, yeah, I have it in my head. So he's really very talented. And the story to the puma is not only that he did it because it's a part of the nature, and all of us, we can kind of feel, it's kind of like a strong feeling coming from this sculpture. And he told me a little story. Yes, maybe even the man is here, but the name of it for this festival is Terrifying Beast. Beauty. Because it's beauty, a beast in a good meaning, because in a meaning like the strong accent to it. And so this is not name what they made with his wife Ilonka, but they definitely went with the name because he said, yeah, that's exactly it. And just for the just a curiosity, I was really witnessing him working only with chainsaw, because I already thought that the eyes and everything was like very neat, detailed work. And he said, no, I did it with this chainsaw, this little one, still this big. And I was like, okay, that's funny. So he told me he had a great time here. He said people here are wonderful, and that he's really very happy and very honored.
Thank you so much, Jean and Stacy. Thank you, Wisconsin people, Ho-Chunk people. Aho!
Thank you so much.
Lydia.
Good morning, everybody. I have also a translator from. She's living here, but she's Polish woman, Irena. I will say some part, and Irena can translate. Chciałabym powiedzieć, że bardzo się cieszę, że zostałam zaproszona. Jestem pierwszy raz w Ameryce i właśnie mój pierwszy raz jest tutaj w Madison.
So Lydia is really happy to be here in Madison. She is very grateful for the invitation. It's her first trip to America and straight to Wisconsin, Madison. So let's welcome her here.
Myślę, że znalazłam tutaj rodzinę, bardzo dużą rodzinę, nie tylko mieszkańców, ale również artystów i jeszcze raz bardzo dziękuję.
She's really happy to tell you that she found a new family here, not just the Wisconsin community, the Ho-Chunk Nation, and other artists who were invited to this event.
Mieszkam w Zakopanem w Polsce i to również specjalny region, gdzie mieszkają górale i bardzo dbają o tradycje, o stroje góralskie i bardzo często, tak jak Ho-Chang, używają tych strojów i muzyki, także troska o kulturę, troska o przeszłość jest mi bardzo bliska.
Lydia comes from Zakopane. All of you who maybe don't know much about Poland, Zakopane is located in the very southern part of Poland, and it's, I will add, it's a gateway to the Tatra National Park. And another thing, you know, you cannot believe it, but the country that is on not even twice as big as Wisconsin has 27 national parks. Beautiful. So, and Tatra National Park is very special, has a very special, it's high mountains, alpine landscape, and it's and the ethnic group Gorals, Highlander from Tatra Mountains are a very special ethnic group. They have their own clothing and architecture and music. So they are known all over the world for their very special character. Did I miss anything?
Yeah. Now about my sculpture. Title, oh sorry, tytuł jest jak Mama of, Natura Mama, ale może być również siostra, córka i dla dekoracji użyłam specjalnej formy kwiatów, których pojawiają się, które są dekoracją w drewnianych domach w Zakopanem, bardzo ważnych, starych domach. I pod sufitem w każdym domu jest specjalna belka, która podtrzymuje całą konstrukcję domu, na której są właśnie takie dekoracje z imieniem mieszkańców, jak również powstania domu.
The title of the sculpture is Mother Nature, but the mother component can be substituted with daughter, sister, or mama, or mommy nature. And if you come closer to the sculpture, you could see the very ornamented patterns, and they replicate patterns that are used in Highlanders' houses in this region. They have very, very special architecture. If you see once a house, then you will know immediately that it cannot be from any other region but Zakopane and Tatra Mountains. And every house, well, especially older houses, they are made of wood, and each one has one most basic horizontal piece of wood that basically holds the whole sculpture structure, and it is covered with this kind of ornaments, and also it has letters for the names of the owners and builders. Yeah, okay.
Pszczoły są symbolem natury i jest też jedna ma miejsce w sercu, które specjalnie jest takim otworem, abyśmy mieli otwarte serce dla naszej natury.
Okay, and of course the big part of the sculpture are the bees, who are a symbol of nature, and they are put in a little deepening that basically means heart, because they are the heart of the nature. We know all the role of bees in the biological cycles.
Albert Einstein powiedział, że kiedy umrze ostatnia pszczoła, umrze cały świat. Musimy dbać o naszą naturę.
And she quotes here Albert Einstein, who said that if the last bee dies, then the world also dies. I'm not sure whether I'm translating this correctly. So this is the reason why we have to conserve and respect and protect the nature.
Ale z tyłu pojawił się również symbol kwiatów, które są symbolem z ubrań, no nie tylko z ubrań, ale symbolem Ho-Chang. Użyłam, ponieważ z tyłu mamy w Polsce takie powiedzenie, że musimy pamiętać, mieć z tyłu głowy, dlatego dla mnie ważne jest, aby pamiętać tutaj o tej kulturze i połączyć ją ze swoją kulturą.
Okay, on the back of the sculpture, there are some patterns that are typical of Ho-Chang art. And it is very important. She wanted to combine her cultural heritage from the area and the Ho-Chang patterns. And I just forgot to add that you know, it's just like she has great respect for Ho-Chang culture because it reminds her the respect we need to pay to the girls from Zakopane, where she is from.
Dziękuję bardzo. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. It was so long.
It's okay. It's okay.
Michael Rofka, please.
Okay, you hear me? Okay. Oh, no problem. Hello, all together. I'm Michael from Germany. And okay, my first words. First, I want to say thank you all to the people who made possible this fantastic festivals and fantastic working weeks. The Ho-Chang people, the Jean and Stacy and all the team. Yes, also about my artwork. First, for me, the meaning of a sculpture is to do it for me. And so I don't want to explain really my artwork because explaining it is also a way to kill it. But I want to say something about the backgrounds. Making art, fine art, also visual art is also a way for me to explore the nature. So I'm looking for the shapes and the materials we find in nature, animate plants, and all the phenomena of nature. And above all, I was always interested and still interested in the flow forms of water. In water, you find the most exact geometry in nature. Usually don't see it, or only a little bit, but you can make some experiments to explore it. So these shapes and forms in water, it's one base of finding a shape or a form for my works, for my sculptures. And it's also important because these forms you find, you can explore, seems to like a basic for a lot of for all of the nature, from microcosmic dimensions up to astronomical dimensions, like worlds. But making a sculpture, it's for me also I want to make something new. I don't want to illustrate nature, I want to make something new. So I use these elements, like this self-penetration, these world forms, to make a composition working in an open way. Usually I have a very simple sketch. The sketch is also only for me necessary to find a start. Usually I start at the center, and then I develop the sculpture during working. And so there's a chance, there's an influence of all of the wood, the red oak here. It's very important, also important for me. But also place here, the week, the culture here, the nature here, and all what happens during the week. So and the result is something like poetry, but it's for me important in contemporary art. This is one part. The other part is a person who is watching it, is looking at it, and you can make something with it, you can think about it, you can feel something, you can dance around it, everybody, or you can avoid it. It's this is very important. This is also an open thing, so an open way it's possible a lot of interpretation or something, or no interpretations. So it was a great surprise for me. In other countries are now the question from people, what's the meaning of it? But yes, the meaning is to do it. But here nobody asked it. People understood, I think, what is this. It's something like in music, you don't ask what's the meaning of it. It's harmonic or disharmony, or you like it or dislike it. Yes, that's all. I think it's okay, the work. Thank you very much.
Torsten.
Hello, everybody. Mataki Yasin. My name is Torsten Schütt, and I am not a sculptor, and this is not a sculpture, and we have not a climatic problem. I concentrate my life since some years in living humility to Mother Earth and to those things she gives to me, to say thank you every day and try to live a true life. So that means also I'm responsible for my waste when I work or when I eat or when I buy something, to be sure it stays as good as it can or as less waste as possible. I work very different forms. This is a structural form in this symposium. I like to work with balls, and one ball is a symbol for a thought to a person. So the first ball every time when I work with balls is for my mother, to give respect. She took me 9 months until I can come here and talk to you. And the balls upside, they are formed also like a drop. They are representing the team and those helpers who supported us with food, good food, and drinks and accommodation so we can sleep. And like Ho Chunk people, given us a very good feeling. You all give us a very good feeling with your interest, asking us questions, come close to each other, and let us feel that we are all on the same level. Nobody's higher than the other. That's good stuff. Thank you very much for this feeling you gave to us. The drop is a vanishing drop, and that means not only that the water is vanishing. Yes, in Europe, in Germany especially, the groundwater sinks down, but I have the feeling no one takes care of that. Money maybe is more important, and makes me sad. And then maybe 5 years ago I start to make those water drops, not every time the same, surely, but to talk about this, to make maybe people say, okay, we talk also about this. So as much more people talking about this, maybe the politic people will change their activity and look after us and the oldest tribes on the world, like the plants, and also the tribes of the animals. And we should have to have free water, not private water. Thank you. And we have to have clear water. Right now in Germany it's not possible anymore, definitely since 20 years, to clear it up from chemical, from medicine, from I don't know what stuff. So every time we drink clear water in a way, we don't. No. And then we have to go maybe into a hospital, get medicine, don't work. Why? Also, same stuff. If you use water for making food for us, so make good food and not food what doesn't help us to stay healthy. This is what I'm talking about the last 5 up to 10 years. Thank you. In this crack down here below with the balls, they represent us right now. We have the knowledge about the climatic change, and we can change a little bit of direction. We don't have to change 180 degrees, no, but a little bit maybe for those who come after us. There were tribes in the north of here in former times before the white people came. They made decisions by thinking of 7 generations after them. 7 generations. We don't even talk about the 2 after us. Money counts more, maybe. I have this feeling. I don't understand. So that is why I'm talking. It's more than I work. So I protected the balls and the water drop and the words with a special oil, but the rest of the wood I didn't protect. So maybe after 1 year, the unprotected wood will become gray up to black, but the rest, I hope, will be seen like you see it now. And so it become another design in a way. This is a special gift from me to you. And so we have 4 pieces of wood representing the 4 directions of wind. Thank you very much for these 4 directions. And I put them together also with oak, but you see, it's black. It's deeply black, and this oak was in the ground in my region 6,000 years at least. So, and the process is chemical process, very deep in the ground. So this oak became black because of this process. And then they wanted to build a tunnel under a big river, a very, very big, deep tunnel. They found this wood, and they say, we can't do anything with this. We ask Tosh. And I say, okay, just bring it to my place. And so I got this old wood, and I brought it here for making a bridge from my home to your home. Thank you very much. Oh.
Carlos Oliveira, por favor.
Good morning, everybody. I am Carlos Oliveira from Peru. My English is one disaster. And Guy is my translator. Thank you. Please. Yo considero que el arte, las artes plásticas, la escultura, se manifiesta sola y habla sola, y no es necesario que haya mucho rollo, mucha palabra atrás de ella, porque para eso están los críticos de arte y los literatos. Yo soy un primitivo escultor de madera, entonces...
I consider that sculptures speak for themselves. That's why we have art critics, so they can tell us what to think.
Por eso mi proceder con la madera, en este caso, se trata de, maybe in English possible, es como the spirit of the wood go to the sky, pero no solamente eso, no solamente eso, porque por otro lado, estas manos no necesariamente representan alegría o como la necesidad de alcanzar solo el cielo, sino que hay un proceso, y ese proceso es también dolor. Yo creo en el dolor como una purga para poder vivir de alguna manera un poco más honestamente. No creo que debamos de vivir en el dolor, y la raza humana y los seres vegetales y animales no merecen dolor, pero el dolor es inherente a la existencia. You understand? Okay. Ya. Y entonces, eso, a ver, por favor.
These hands are a representation of a reach for the sky. And it could be a positive reach for the sky, but it also is kind of a hurtful drag out of the earth onto something else. And the belief that pain is a manifestation that is something that we must purge out to exist, this is something that resembles that.
Y quiero agradecer también a este maravilloso festival, a la organización, a Stacy, a Ginny, a la maravillosa gente que ha organizado esto, y muchas gracias a todos por estar presentes. Sigan disfrutando, el arte también es una fiesta, pero también una introspección, ¿no? Muchas gracias.
He wanted to say that art is something that we must enjoy, but it's something that we should look inside of ourselves. And so hopefully that, you know, we're all just looking inside of ourselves now.
Es todo. Gracias.
Anna Great, or as I like to call her, Anna the Great.
I have prepared some words, and I will read it from my handy. My sculpture is called The Wish and shows a young girl with a bird on her shoulder. She is watching the migration birds. The girl dreams of fly with them. It makes her melancholy that she can't, but she also knows that the birds will return next year. That warms her heart. I don't know whether the little bird is sitting on her shoulder and staying, or just wants to say goodbye. When I made this design for my sculpture last year, I only knew Harry Whitehorse and this place on Monona Lake from the internet. I have been able to get to know so many of you here in the last few days and have learned so much about the Ho-Chunk culture and seen Harry Whitehorse sculptures in person. All of that touched me deeply. And I thank you all for that. I know now that it is a good place to come back to, just like the migration birds. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, my name is Jam Vivi. Yeah, I'm from Ghana, and I've lived in Madison here for about 20 years now. So I've been practicing wood carving since I was 12 years old. My grandfather, both sides are all wood carvers. My uncle, so I come from a family that are craftsmen. So I came here and then started practicing my artworks, and I've been teaching at the schools and festivals in Madison. So the theme of this sculpture we had here was about nature. So I decided to carve this bird you've seen here, and it's called the Senufu bird. And this is from a tribe in Ivory Coast. That's the Senufu tribe. And I've lived in Ivory Coast for 10 years, and I've been carving there before I moved to the state. So I went to Warner Park with my daughter. We used to go and hang over there. And then we saw the crane, and she fell in love with the crane. Every time, let's go to Warner Park. I want to see the crane. So I decided to carve this crane for her so that she can see it instead of running after them all the time at Warner Park. Yeah. Thank you.
Yata, I'm Linda Metoxen. I'm from the Navajo Nation. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to the visiting artists and let you all know that your works are amazing, very beautiful. However, I've been a wood carver for the past, 6 days? The last time I've carved a piece of wood was over 27 years ago. And there's no chainsaw involved then. So this was a slow process, and I did my best. And I think I struggled quite a bit, but it's here, it's done. so. I've lived here in Madison for maybe about 30 years now, and still do pretty much different kinds of artwork. I actually started at the University of Wisconsin as a stone carver, so I started carving stone. And then I discovered art metal, and I was using copper and sterling silver to create goblets, teapots, some bigger sized jewelry for so many years, actually until my kids were born, and so they became my other top job, and which evolves to what I do right now is I have 3 daughters, and they were doing performing arts. And my husband and I decided we were going to help the theater department. We started creating sets for them, and I painted them, and which involves into me doing costume designing. And so that's what I've been doing so far, costume designing, less dirtier work. And so, so this piece here, it's I call it. It's not my mother, but it's an idea of her. And she was a sheep herder, and I can just only imagine what she used to do when she was out there, out in the canyon, when she was on foot herding her sheep, and she'll be sitting and just watching over her flock. And I don't know what went through her head, but I imagine it was a long, long day. She was sitting out there. And the other thing is I wanted her to wear a piece of necklace, turquoise. One of the things that she always told me was every day when you're going out, you're about your business, even as to herd sheep or doing some dirty work outside, that you always wear your piece of jewelry. And so she would put on a bracelet. And that's so that the creator can see you. And sorry. And she would say that the creator can see that you're not living in poverty, that you're wearing a piece of jewelry. And so when I was sketching it, I drew a necklace around her. And when I was starting out with that part of her chest, and a couple of my Dene elders came by and were chit-chatting, sitting around. And I said, I still need to put that necklace on there, and it's going to take a while. And then they said, she's already wearing it. And I looked, and I said, yeah, she is. She's already wearing it. It's right there. So. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, this sort of concludes the presentation of the art and the ceremony of our closing, but we will have a little potluck for anyone that brought some food and wants to join over in the big tent over there, and the Thundercloud Singers will sing a traveling song to wish the artist safe travels home, and to wish you all safe travels home for when we conclude. So thank you so much for coming.